ngo barebe abo babonesheje urumuri rwera. Nzirinda kuguye musa kuko numva warambyariye kuba ingenzi, hamwe n'abandi wibarutse duharanira intego yawe. Iri jambo umpaye nzagutura amariza meza y'ubworozi waneze, y'ubworozi waneze. Jambo umpaye nzagutura umuganura, n'amaboko yombi rugira yampaye agirira.
Good morning, dear friends, followers of our channel, Rwandans, and of course, the followers and the friends of the channel, The Man from the Moon. Today we are Thursday, 11th of July, 2024. This morning, I'm going to have a small program dedicated on the steps to discuss this on the steps that will follow after we have launched the Festival of Books written on Rwanda by Rwandans. Let me record that it's a big project that has just started. And for that, I have invited Jean-Jacques Bosco, who is going to help me or to present this project to the public and to tell us what are the next steps in this project. Jean-Jacques Bosco, if you can hear me, welcome, sir.
Yes, good morning, my young brother, just Gahunde, and I believe you are in early morning in France, and I'm also grateful to have this opportunity that you have given to me, so that we can talk about what I could call, let's say, a feedback on our last festival that was held on June 22nd, 2024. Of course, this was the famous festival on books written by Rwandans on Rwanda, which had a great success and upon everyone's or many people as they witnessed. So thank you. And once again, I'm with you. I'm yours.
Yes. So this morning, actually, our program has two parts. The first part, of course, you are going to present us the feedback from the public,
Right.
from our audience. I know that many people have been mesmerized about the project. They have followed and they have contacted us, telling us, okay, this is a good initiative. You have to go ahead, keep up. And so, can you tell us a bit more about what was the feedback from the public?
Yeah, basically, most of the feedback that we have received or entered in our record came from, first of all, our book authors who attended the festival that was, of course, held on June 22nd, as I just mentioned, or as I earlier mentioned, namely like Celestin Nsengiyumva. Immediately, he sent us a quick note saying, you guys, young fellows, just keep up. And there was also another one from Justin Bahunga that also was highlighting that great achievement. As you know, Bahunga is our senior citizen who just happened to be the guest of honor in our book festival, especially in the French and the Kinyarwanda version. So that was another one, and there are also Eugene Ndahayo. But you know, the list goes on and on. So it's like everybody, and basically, in a couple of seconds, they're gonna also hear those good words from the audio that has been sent by some of those mentioned authors. At the same time, those ones who did give us small donations, and we are still thankful to them. They also say, you guys, I think our small donations was were worth it. At the same time, we had also volunteers who are still, as you just said, mesmerized, means astonished, or means happy to have been part of this mega project. You said it was a big project, but me, I can call a mega project, because that's what we call the everlasting project. Even when we pass away, I know you still have at least 60 years to live, and thanks God, me probably I still have like 50 years. So that's what I can quickly say about the feedback that were entered in our records.
Yes, yes. So that is very interesting, and I'm happy that people loved the idea and the initiative, and they're encouraging us just to go ahead and keep up organizing many more editions. And of course, these are good project. These are project that is about to promote the books, the reading, the knowledge. Actually, I can recall during the opening ceremony of the French version of this festival, award award was spoken that knowledge is transmitted through the book, and knowledge is transmitted via the book, and that ignorance can never be transmitted by knowledge. So it's either you know or you don't know and you are ignorant. So that's why actually we are promoting knowledge. That's why we organize this. And of course, when we were talking about last time when we were doing a show in French, you said that there are many more to come. Can you tell us on that?
Yeah, once again, thank you for just inviting me to elaborate more on that. So basically, as you just said, we have promised our audience and our also Rwandan fellows, including other people from outside of Rwanda, foreigners who love Rwanda, that this was the first version of the book, the festival on book written on Rwanda by Rwandans on Rwanda, and let's call it the festival, or the book festival on Rwanda, basically in a short terms. And we did promise to those mentioned that in the upcoming month, and you suggested December. Me, I was suggesting like the April 2025, but we came to an agreement that in December, sometimes on December 22nd, we may, or we are planning to have another festival on a book written on Rwanda by people who are not of Rwandan origin. It means foreigners. Those will be those people who either are have written their books on Rwanda, not publications, only books. Books means printing books or electronics books, but the criteria, the criterion must be having written a book. That's the number one, I think, preliminary. And not only that, because this is the third program, short program on books on feedback about our last festival. We're gonna now start to undertake or to launch what we call le Café du Livre every Thursday, if you wish, and at the same time as now. But this will be always like 45 minutes, where we will invite people who have written books or people who want to comment on books they have read about those Rwandan authors. For now, basically, we are not going to mention foreigners. We want to concentrate to focus on our fellow Rwandans because they have written great books. It's a big treasury. So that's what I can say for now.
Yes, yes, sir. Thank you very much. But before we continue, let us hear this message from somebody who has followed, who has watched the program during the festival. So she has sent a message which I'm going to present to you.
Maybe the message from Celestin Sengyumva, the author of Have We Reached the Dead End? You remember the famous book, Have We Reached
I know the book, but I didn't get that message. Actually,
Wow.
I got only one message. So
Yeah, it must be from Sengyumva, but go ahead, I will just coach you. So that's the message came from. Yeah, it's from. I think it's from Sengyumva. Yeah.
Compliment. I comment both of you.
Is that audible?
To offer
Yeah, it's audible. It's audible.
Sectors.
Okay,
of
let's
Rwanda,
let's start again.
Yeah, it's from Sengyumva. Donc, Celestin Sengyumva, read by one of our volunteer. I think that was a Kanyanas. That's I think.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Compliment. I comment both of you for your zeal to offer bridges connecting all sectors of Rwanda, whether abroad or inside the country. Rwandans need to come together again because we are one nation of culture, language, with common traditions and love for one another and for the 1,000 hills of our country. Books are part of those bridges. In Rwandan conflict, have we reached the dead end? I have attempted to tell the reader how we foolishly dug the ditch in which we all fell because adversity, poverty, and underdevelopment allowed foreign interest to get some of us to serve their interest in Eastern Congo with no regard to the consequences and collateral casualty which the victors of the 1994 crisis call Rwandan genocide. That the dead end. Rwanda did not need it. Ethnic Tutsi did not need it. Hutu people of Rwanda did not need it. And DRC did not need it. The count of those who lost their lives, lost their loved ones, the displaced and the refugee in Rwanda and the entire Great Lake region, together with stolen minerals from Eastern Congo, are only some of the sad consequences of the foolish invasion of Rwanda from Uganda and the subsequent civil war on Rwandan soil. And now we are down, deep in the ditch. We can't climb up from it if we don't stop digging. Instead, we need all together, as one nation, start the slow process of healing and genuine reconciliation. That is what will help us as a reconciled nation to climb out of the ditch we are languishing in now.
Yes, thank you very much for your attention. This is a message from one of the participants, one author who has written a book called "Have We Reached the Dead End?" Can you tell us about this book again in a few minutes? Jean-Jacques. You are muted. You are muted.
I was just saying thank you very much, my young brother, Chaste Gahunde. And I'm positive you are my young brother. Am I correct?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I mean, in seniority means age-wise. Other than that, in other terms, you have been in more prominent position than I had in the past. So that saying that, this is the gentleman called Celestin or Celestin Nsengiyumva. This is his first book. By the way, he wrote 3 great books. This one was in French. It's called, or it's titled, Rwanda, Invasion. No, no, Invasion, Libération et Occupation. C'était sorti, it was just published by the publishing company La Pagaie, belongs to Jean-Marie Vianney Ndagijimana. This is another good book. I read it and I recommend it. So
that was the first one.
Yeah,
that was the first one.
The second one.
The second one. Okay.
Was Have We Reached?
Yes. Go ahead.
The second one was called Have We Reached the Dead End? Actually, 2 days ago, one of my my neighbor came to my house, and then he saw that's in English book written on Rwanda. Do you speak English in Rwanda? I say yes, because we have been kind of studious. Means Rwandan people read and write and study a lot. So she took it, but it was called Rwanda. Have we reached the dead end? Now there's another one. This one I recommend because
I think it is called Rwandan conflict. Have we reached the dead end?
That's correct. Yes, Rwandan conflict. Have we reached the dead end? And this one, it's too small, tiny. You can take it even you can even put it in your tie here or somewhere. You see, I can flip it. I can just it's a small book, right?
Yes.
Very simple, very tiny. You can even just put in my pocket here downstairs. And this is called The African Great Lakes Region, Political Violence and the Long Trail of Refugees to America by Celestin Nsengiyumva. This one, it's good because it talks about this kind of sufferance of people from the African Great Lakes region, Rwanda, Burundi, Tanzania, Congo, DRC, even including South Sudan and Kenya, etc. And this is only cost, my friend, it's only cost 17 USA dollars. And I always, whenever I ship my own book, I always put this and force people to read it because it's great, small, easy to read, and everyone can just see his or her story in it. It's just like a kind of appealing book. People who don't read, who don't even read English, they can learn how to speak and read English. Man, people must read, otherwise they're not gonna do anything. They're not gonna know anything. As the Chinese say that if you want to hide a knowledge or something interesting to African people, just write it. They're not gonna read it. They're gonna go to restaurant and eat. They're gonna go to food, whatever. So etc. So means if you don't buy this book, at least buy this for your offsprings. Means your children. So that's what I can say about this author, man. Other than that,
no, that's okay. Thank you very much. So, to our audience, that we will tell them. Actually, we talk very soon. We will give them clarification on the timing of the next chapter, next chapter of this festival. Which, of course,
you mean our next programs or our just ongoing programs related to the festival on book written by Rwandans on Rwanda?
Yes, of course. I said because now we have we have had the festival by Rwandans. It means the books written by Rwandans on Rwanda. But next chapter it will be dedicated to the people who have written on Rwanda, but who are not necessarily from Rwanda.
Correct.
Yeah.
Now, so if you don't mind, if, I mean, people will always say, I cut off people when they're talking. But I think, brother, we always talk like we are talking back home, right? When you are with a young brother, older brother, you just talk, she talks, he talks. Even mom just beat us with a little bit of a slap and we just
Yeah,
run,
yeah,
right?
yeah. But it's good to it's good to hear and to listen and then to share information. You don't need to be too very I don't know how to call it, very official. You say okay,
Too
yeah, yeah,
strict, too formal. You
yeah,
talk
too
and
formal.
talk,
Yeah, yeah.
and
We don't
that's
yeah,
very brutal.
we don't need that very much. So
Uptight. We are not
this is
uptight
between us.
people.
This is between us. Maybe we will apply it when we have another guest. But between us, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
it's
Yeah.
a brotherhood.
So
We call
what
it brotherhood.
because I'm going to close this program. Actually, we said we will not take too long. So this program will not last more than 25 minutes, and that's why I'm calling you to give a final remark.
Right, so good. So, it's too easy to make a final remark or final remarks by saying that you and I and others who love or who have loved this festival on books written on Rwanda by Rwandans really appreciate the input, the contribution or from all of the authors. They did help us a lot, especially Raymond Francois. He just launched, he sent us his audio ahead of time, like 2 weeks ahead. We owe him respect. Also, I could also add Andre Sebatoire. I could also add Eugene Ndahayo. I could also add Immaculata Mukamugema. The list goes on by extrapolating to Charles Ndereyehe. I could also mention um, Marie-Fidèle Mokandekezi. I could also mention Eugène Rwamucyo, doctor. I could also say Dr. Donc Dr. Bakunda Ichicharo. Let's also don't forget Nzeyimana Ambrose. We will also just keep mentioning our sister Mwemayire Félicité. There is also Joseph Habarurema. And make sure you keep the track that I don't omit or forget anybody
No,
next.
actually, the objective is not to just to list everybody, but
Right.
it's just to give a few names to recall what happened and who were the authors. And
And
that's why I'm calling people to go again and look at the program. It is still available on our channel so that they can discover what happened on that day and see how beautiful it was. And of course, we thank all those who have supported this idea, our partners, volunteers, and of course all who have financed, who have given a small donation. That also was welcome, and it will always be welcome. So, my brother Jean-Jacques Bosco, do you have something else to say?
no, actually, you just say it all. And once again, I thank you, man, because you are brave, and people has to know that this guy, I mean, this young brother, does not sleep. He's like the world. So I admire you. Not only that, I owe you respect. And in my nature, when people, I usually pretend to be a kind of kind of smart, but when the people are beating me on some points, I just give up and then I mean just take off my hat and give it to them. So man, wonderful. That was a great achievement, and I hope you will be also ready for the upcoming Thursday's Café du Livre, and we go from there.
Thank you very much, sir. And thank you also to all our viewers. And of course, will not miss to ask you to share this program, to share with others. Call them and ask them to like our program, subscribe to our channels, reminding you that we have, apart from this channel, Gaunde Shast, we have another channel called The Man from the Moon. That's a channel belonging to Jean-Jacques Bosco. So I wish you all a good day and good night wherever you are, depending on where you are. And of course, God bless you. Bye-bye.
Ruzamenya gusoma mu Rwanda, ruzafatikara mu Rwanda, ruzatsura umubano mu Rwanda, ruzahuza amahanga kwihandagaza, ruhagaragaza ibyiza rusoze neza. Ruzamenya gusoma mu Rwanda, ruzafatikara mu Rwanda, ruzatsura umubano mu Rwanda.